Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Vincent Tan speaking. This time, I'm going to share you how to install the TNV.
This sharing device into these 5 parts. I have put the corresponding video linkages at the below description area just for your reference. Moreover, I also provide the correct subtitle. Don't forget to turn it on if you need. Copper pipe connection, vacuum, and on-site refrigerant charged.
After that, we will go to the pump down, which is to vacuum the air inside the system. And here is the requirements for the vacuum pump. And of course, you please never use the vacuum pump for the residential air conditioner because it is too small, and maybe you work for a whole day, but you after that you will find that the result is not okay. And actually, here is the capacity requirement, uh, at least 40 liter per second, and also equipped with a check valve. And here is the most important. We need to have the require for the vacuum pump oil, which means first it should be clean and dry, and this should be periodical replaced. As for the amount from this side glass, it should be 1/3 to 2/3.
Vacuuming procedure for heat pump system. On this slide, you will have the pressure gauge, high and low, and the vacuum pump. From this diagram, you can find that it is a TMV6 diagram or the TMV6 heat pump. So you need to connect the vacuum pump to the pressure gauge, and then from this low and high pressure at the same time to the heat pump system, the number 3 and number 4, which is the gas pipe or the liquid pipe, and then just do the pump down at the same time. It's okay. Meanwhile, just guarantee all these three, this cut-off valve is fully closed. We just pump down the indoor unit and the pipeline, not the outdoor unit. For the vacuuming procedure for heat recovery system, for this one is very similar to the heat pump system. On this diagram, you can find that you have 2 vacuum pumps and 2 pressure gauges. The purpose is just we need to pump down all these 3 tubes at the same time. Again, all 3 cut-off valve connect it and pump down at the same time. And the reason is to avoid the dead zone, which is to avoid the tube or indoor unit or even the branch box not pumped down. And if you can have a device to connect to all these 3 pipes with only 1 pressure gauge, also acceptable. And also at the same time, guarantee all these cut-off valve is fully closed. Filming it is very easy, just wait is fine, it's just a matter of time. But for some case, you will find that even you pound down for a very long time, but the pressure cannot drop to your acceptable range, right? In that case, the most reason is due to there's some water or even too much humid inside the copper tube and leads to the pound down result not acceptable. Here I offer you a measure which is also called triple plus procedure, which is just to pound down 3 times. The first is also to pound down, but the target is only 500 pound. At this time, you need to hold it for 15 minutes and then break with the natural gas and then pound down. This time we go to about 200 pound and last for 20 minutes. And also break the with Michigan again. And the last we can go to your target, which is lower than 70 part, and this time lasts for 60 minutes. And here is just a heads up that for the heat pump system, I just pump down liquid and gas tube, and for the heat recovery, pump down all the 3 tubes. Okay. refrigerant supplement for heat pump system. Although the outdoor unit already filled with the refrigerant before out of factory, but this amount is only for the outdoor unit itself. This not include the piping and also the indoor units. The reason is we don't know this information, so you need to base on the piping length, indoor unit quantity, and also outdoor unit quantity, which is a little bit complicated. Actually, you can just follow the VRF selector report to calculate or to follow the amount to charge the refrigerant. It's okay. And for the charge, anyone who can tell me what is the difference between these two photos? The answer is at the refrigerant tank. For this one, there is a siphon, so I can put it just like this. And this refrigerant tank, there is no siphon, and I have to put it upside down. The reason is that the charge is only in liquid refrigerant state. And do you know why? The reason it is that for the R14A, it is 50% R32 and also 50% R125. Only in liquid state we can guarantee the ingredients. If in the gas status, the ingredient also will be a little bit different, which is we cannot guarantee it is 100% R14A. And that's also the reason we need to guarantee or we require to charge in liquid states. And the best timing is, of course, after you just pump down, use the vacuum to charge it is the best timing. We also require at least you need to charge 70% of the refrigerant. If the system cannot meet this requirement, you can also charge additional after the system operate, which is from this low pressure check valve. This one to charge inside is okay. For how to do the refrigerant charge for the heat recovery system is also very similar to the heat pump system. The difference is just the connecting pipe, which is the low pressure. This one we connect to here instead to the middle one, and also this connect to here instead to the middle one. For the others, it is completely the same. Last but not least is to tie up this cap of the service valve. The reason it is from this sectional view of the service valve, you can find that here is the nozzle to detect the pressure and with a O-ring, and of course you need to tie up this one, and our point is to also to tie up this. You can find that even the refrigerant has a little bit leakage into this valve coil, and the refrigerant can still not leak out if you just tighten up this area. Even this O-ring is a little bit malfunction. The next is the timing to disconnect or to connect the pressure gauge, and our keyword is just open a little bit until the pressure reach this value, then dismantle quickly. And it's very difficult or not that easy to identify. Actually, you can use this truth to connect to the service valve to control the timing. It will be much convenient. That's all for this sharing. If you still have any other question or any other suggestion, feel free to send me to my email address. Meanwhile, you can also scan this QR code to access the sharing. Hasta la próxima. それではまた今度。